Welcome, bounty hunters and Star Wars fans alike. We are All Fetts Are Off. I am Jason, the Tuscan Toast, here in Miami, Florida. And with me, as always, is my cousin Brian, the charismatic Carillion in San Antonio, Texas. Brian, good evening, happy Monday, and how the heck are you, man?
Good evening, Tuscan Toast, and we are All Fetts are on time tonight.
Yes, all Fetts are on time and operational, unlike last week's debacle.
Oh man, last week was.
Oh God, it's like
you know what? Last week was like a Corona task force briefing.
Exactly, because everyone had to listen to me lie to them for about 15 minutes while I was waiting for you to get on. Anyways, man, what we want to talk about right now is we got fairly big news for the show. We're kind of legit now because we have a sponsor.
We got a sponsor.
Wow.
We have sponsored.
We have a sponsor.
We are grateful to have a partnership with our friends at Bad Customs.
Yeah, Bad Customs. Brianna is now our sponsor, and this is cool. This makes me feel kind of big, like the cock of the walk type of guy.
Bad Customs. They've really been expanding their talents, and a lot of trinkets out there that they can offer you guys. Trinkets of all varieties. I mean, I have yet to see anything that she and her team can't handle. So if there's something you've got holidays around the corner, Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, Halloween, this stuff coming up. If you got some tumblers that you want, or little trinkets to put around, keychains, or just about anything you want a t-shirt, just look up Bad Customs on Instagram and
the link's below.
With them, and they can help you look at all that stuff.
Yeah, the link is below in the Twitch about section, and then it's going to be there on the link below on the YouTube video there as well. But yeah, I was checking out. I follow her on Instagram, and she has great stuff. I mean, it's fantastic, and I can't wait to put your head on a Jar Jar Binks and then have that on a tumbler.
Yeah, let's just bury that one already, okay?
No, it's already going to happen. She agreed. She heard it. We had her on the show. It's going to happen, Primo. I'm sorry.
Man. I talked to the McKenzie brothers about that idea, and they didn't think it was a very good idea, eh?
Oh my God! You're going to throw the Canadian thing. You really are going to do it, aren't you? Do you have the hat? Oh, hey, we're just a couple of hosers. We're just here drinking some beer, eh? Yeah, I know my Canadian accent is a lot better than yours. I know that. We're just gonna sit around and talk about Star Wars, eh? Okay, well, all right. So,
two scout troopers in Mandalorian talking like the McKenzie brothers. The two scout troopers that were on the bike.
Well, nobody can do a Canadian accent like Rick Moranis, who is.
No, that's true. That's true.
Canadian.
I can't hear it.
So
I can't get near it.
I am Mexican American. I can't even do a Mexican accent at all, other than Slowpoke Rodriguez, and that's probably pretty racist. So I'm not gonna do it.
My head on Jar Jar's body. It's not gonna happen. All right. So let's just. That's over. That's over.
Anyways, sure. Whatever you say, Brian. You're the boss, aren't you?
Actually, yeah, I like that. I'm the boss.
Well, you are on the left side of the screen, so I guess that means you are. Anyways, what did we talk about last week? We talked about.
We have a viewer that just joined us. I think you're going to need to get a sound effect in pretty quick.
It's Boba Binks.
A sound effect I don't like.
This is very, very bad. Well, that smells stinkerwith.
Oh, this is the one you don't like.
God! No, what the Misa saying?
Well, get ready for that because it's going to go on a mug pretty soon.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. All right. I hope everybody's happy with that.
No.
Yeah, and we're gonna premiere it. It's gonna be a big show. That's gonna be awesome. I may have some chicky nuggies to celebrate the occasion.
Oh no! You can't go back to chicky nuggies. You had a near revelations moment last time you did that. So I don't think that's something you can revisit.
Well, I think my body transcended time and space eating all those chicky nuggies, and I reverted back into my proto form of just meat and bone. I'm basically hamburger meat. molded around an awesome exoskeleton. So yeah, I think I can stomach a few chicken nuggies because I really
Well, you might
love
have to
them.
limit yourself to a 6-pack, okay?
I'm only gonna do 6, man. I mean, I'm just gonna
Six,
keep
yeah,
it.
six
I'm gonna keep it
sounds-
chill. I'm gonna keep
yeah.
it chill. Have
Yeah,
6,
six.
a little bit of barbecue sauce,
Something
just enough
measurable.
to
Something achievable.
just to wet the whistle, and then I'll be fine. Yeah. So we talked the sequel trilogy to stay in place, sort of. The plot details for Rian Johnson's trilogy begin to emerge.
Which you hated.
I don't care.
Well, we got more Rian Johnson tonight, so
Well, I'll let you go nuts on
we
that.
got
then.
more Rian Johnson tonight.
We talked about John Boyega, which is great. We all want to see more of him in Star Wars. Hayden Christensen still has the Force, and we're going to elaborate on that later.
Yes, we are.
Right. And George Lucas entertains doing his versions of episodes 7, 8, and 9. And that was
you were
last
not
week.
excited about, which surprised
Well, I mean,
you were not excited about.
I mean, because it's such a
Not that it's
hypothetical. I
Not
know
that it's
because it's
But if
so
it would
it's so
happen,
far
you're
fetched.
very excited about it.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, how can I be excited? Because I know it's not going to happen. You know, it's
How
just
do you know
like
that?
because it's not. I mean, how
No
was
one knew
George
the
Lucas?
prequels were going to happen, right?
The what?
Nobody knew that the prequels were going to happen. Not
Yeah,
until
but George Lucas was in his prime. You know, technology was right there where he wanted it to be. ILM had done Jurassic Park, and they felt great about it. And then he finally says, "You know what? We can build it. We have the technology." So what did they do? They went on to make episode 1, 2, and 3.
who's to say he's not in his prime right now? I mean, right before he called it quits, he did Red Tails.
I don't know who
And
you
Red
are,
Tails was an
where you
amazing
came from.
flick.
But from now on,
Ah.
do you. Okay?
You know who's on?
Welcome aboard,
There you
Tex
go.
Utah.
Yep. And you know what? And I love that you bring up Red Tails. And I've talked about this before. That movie is
It's amazing.
so underrated. It is
Oh,
so incredibly underrated. Okay, the plot may not have been the best. It may not have been. But the action sequences, the dogfights, the visual effects that were put into that movie is amazing and fantastic. I mean, you really got to see it, if anything, just for the aesthetics.
I agree with the aesthetics, but I mean, as far as like the plot being weak, I'm not sure if I could agree with the plot being weak.
I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying that it's weak. I'm just not
okay.
saying it. Well, I'm just not saying it was the greatest, right? But that's okay. I mean, it was a good, solid plot. It really was.
Well, I think. Did you ever see the Tuskegee Airmen, the HBO version?
Yes, I did. I really did.
Okay, so I think if you compare Red Tails to Tuskegee, I think he took Tuskegee and kind of, I mean, he put his brand of George Lucas on it. Is what happened. I mean, Tuskegee was a straight shoot plot. It took the struggle of what it was like to be part of the Tuskegee Airmen, trying to break that glass ceiling, trying to get a combat assignment, all that. It was a straightforward storyline there. But when you get to Red Tails with George Lucas's story, he underbuilds a lot of the individual conflicts that were going on with each pilot. And then he throws in that romance to give it a romance feel. So that's all George Lucas right there, trying to encompass the action, the drama, the laughs, the tears, and a romantic element. That's all him. He's always trying to do that in his movies.
Right. And wouldn't it be crazy if the old Washington Redskins renamed their team the Washington Red Tails? Wouldn't that be crazy? That'd be kind of crazy, I think.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, I think it would be really,
I had
really
to
cool.
chew on it for a second, but that would be cool.
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, you could probably try to keep the color scheme. I don't know. But I mean...
Well, they've already said that they will keep the color scheme. Burgundy, gold, and white will be the team colors remaining.
Well, okay. Well, that's good. That's good because it's synonymous with that team, right?
Correct.
Regardless of the name.
I mean, I see no reason to change the colors, to be honest.
No. But I mean, if you call it the Red Tails, you're not really. You're really just getting rid of half of the word, and you're honoring an awesome set of men, and you're not dishonoring another group of people. So I mean, I think it's a win-win. I mean, I would be totally for it. Down, be awesome. So
for Kaido 114, Red Tails was a George Lucas movie about the Tuskegee Airmen from World War II, and the Tuskegee Airmen were a elite fighter group, and they were exclusively made up of African American pilots, and they were actually the only pilots to have shot down one of the early German jet engine propelled fighters of the time. They were the only ones to catch one, to get one. So the Tuskegee Airmen were assigned to the bomber groups because the bomber groups were taking heavy casualties. They were losing bombers left and right. As soon as they assigned the Tuskegee Airmen, no bombers were lost.
Yep, because and it showed it demonstrated their discipline.
Yes.
I didn't spend a lot of time up in the air. My military days, I was always a ground pounder in the infantry. But it's just like anything that you do. I mean, you have a main force, and then you have your supporting elements that are supposed to let you go and do your job. And just stick to it. Basically, stick to the script because you're doing your job is helping everyone does everyone else's. Well, what happened to them? The Red Tails. I mean, if you're if you really want to know what happened to the Red Tails, I mean, it's the military integrated after World War II.
Correct. But the Red Tails, the Red Tails. I don't know if the proper term is claim to fame or what you want to call it, but the main signifying feature of the Red Tail Fighter Group, or otherwise known as the Tuskegee Airmen Group, was the fact that as soon as they took bomber cover, we did not lose bombers anymore, and that is their whole deal. That the bombers got through, got their mission done, and came home. We didn't have any bombers coming home until they took over. They were getting waxed left and right by German pilots.
Yeah, it's a fantastic flick. You got to check it out.
I would definitely watch it. It's one of George Lucas's masterpieces, to be honest.
Is it on D+? It's on D+. I'm sure it is, right?
You would think it'd have to be because it's Lucasfilm. It would have to be on Disney+.
Yeah, I'll take a look here in a minute.
Don't quote us yet.
Yeah. I'll
give us a chance to do the research. Please.
Yeah, I'll take a look and I'll see if it's on D+. But it should be. But it is great if you get a chance.
Again, back to my esteemed colleague Tuscan Toast here. It is. I mean, the aesthetics are incredible. Just the color, the pageantry, the action sequences of the. You can see where George Lucas was inspired doing X-wing dogfights in A New Hope. The dogfights with the X-wings with the TIE fighters are classic Red Tails.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you think it's just like something you would see in a regular movie, like like in an Iron Eagle movie or Top Gun. No, this is awesome.
No.
This is great.
You felt like you were watching World War II footage.
Yeah, really. That's
how impressive it was.
But yes, it is. It is on D+. It is on D+. You can check it out. It's there. Definitely there.
Fantastic movie.
So, are you doing okay over there with coronavirus down in South Texas? How's it going over there, man?
There's a pathogen that's out there? I didn't get the memo on that.
Yeah, it's an STD, actually.
This is a family-oriented program. Are you kidding me right now?
Sorry.
We're still a little bit on the high end, but, we're hanging tough. That's all we can do right now. We're hanging tough.
Yeah, I guess that's all we're doing here too. I mean, we've been under mask order for such a long time, and then hearing about the rest of the country just now going under mask order, it's just so weird, It's not that they're going under mask order; it's that retailers are just kind of taking the lead and just making sure that they're putting not ordinances, but they're putting policies in place in their chains. So they're kind of. I wouldn't say it's necessarily mandates that are going in others. I mean, a lot of governors are putting mandates, but it's definitely not nationwide. No, it's not nationwide, but here it is. It's like
I
have 2 masks in the car. I got one at work. Anytime I step out of my office, got to put on the mask, even if I'm going to the bathroom, whatever. Even if I'm going to the store, got to throw the mask on. We're
going to be talking some Spaceballs later, so I went face shield, just like Dark Helmet. Face shield. So when he throws that thing up and says, "Hot, too hot," exactly.
Fire a warning shot. across her nose. Careful, you idiot! I said across her nose, not up it.
Later in the show, we're jumping the gun.
All right, sorry. I'm just getting really excited because I know we're going to talk Spaceballs finally. Oh God. Okay. All right. Calm down. Calm down. Usa. All right. Sorry. All right, fine. Let's get to Hayden Christensen joins Kenobi on D+. All right, so this is confirmed.
There has been conjecture. There has been speculation. There has been questions. But it is very solid now that it's getting heavily solid that Hayden Christensen will be jumping on with the Kenobi cast on Disney+.
Okay.
I totally see it. I mean, I see no reason not to put him in because there's going to be points you would think that Kenobi is going to reflect and look back at certain points of his career. And a lot of those are going to have to involve Anakin Skywalker just because they spent so much intense time together.
Yeah, and you know, the end of episode, or the beginning of episode 3 was demonstrating that, that bond, that friendship, and that familiarity that they had, talking about what they did in the past and during the Clone Wars and things like that. So, yeah, it would make sense to...
Well, and in episode 2, they're in the elevator, and he's discussing how Anakin pulled him out of a nest of Gundarks. There's all this time that they spent beyond what we've seen in Clone Wars and the movies that he's bound to reflect on a lot of this. He's going to. Yeah. And it's going to require flashback sequences, and I think it's a good decision that they're going to put Hayden Christensen on cast. If you're going to flashback like this, I don't think you want to try and digitally enhance it, or you don't want to try and work around it. Just go and get the original guy for the job.
I mean, why not? It's not like he's doing much. Didn't he kind of take a break from acting?
You're so mean, man.
No, I'm not trying to be a jerk. He took a break from acting. Okay, look, I get it. I come off jerkish because I say a lot of jerkish things all the time. I'm being really sincere at this time. I mean, he just is not really doing much because he's not acting right now. I mean, I don't know he could be selling Camaros for all I know, which I don't know. I don't know what the guy does. You know, I don't have a Hayden Christensen tracker on my phone or something like that. I mean, if he is selling Camaros, I'm in the market. So
hey, not that there's anything wrong selling cars. I mean, you got a job right now. You're sitting pretty good. So.
Yeah. Car salesman. I have a good friend in Dallas, and he used to. He doesn't do it anymore. But he was kind of headhunted to go sell cars because this guy can sell anything. This guy's awesome, and he went. And he was doing so well, and then he went back to his old job because I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if he didn't like the industry of what he was doing, but man, he was so good at it. So, I don't know. It's just I think that when you're a car salesman, you are at the highest level of sales and customer service, right? Because it takes a lot to get people to spend that much money, right? It really, really does.
Well, especially you got to have that. You got to have that Carillion charisma to it.
Oh, yes, you do. You have to have the charm and the smile.
Adding that little bit of Lando right there, huh? Is that what that was?
Well, yeah, it's just a little bit of the Lando swag is what I have, you know. So,
well, Lando and Han could talk people into just about anything.
Right, that's true. You know why? Because it works every time.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at all the deals that Han ran into trouble with, obviously he talked a lot of folks into a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true. Good man to look up to. But no, really, I don't even know what this guy's doing anymore. What is he doing?
No, I mean, the last thing Hayden Christensen did that I saw was Shattered Glass.
Didn't he do something called Jumper too?
Yes, that's true. Yep, that's right. I forgot about that.
This guy... Oh, he's my age. He's 39.
You youngsters.
Oh, and he's divorced too. Hey, just like me.
You youngsters.
What? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing nowadays. Let's see. His last movie was in 2000 and no, he was in Rise of Skywalker because of the voice cameo, and then he did
That doesn't count.
No, it was a voice cameo.
Doesn't
So.
count. Get out of
And
here.
then he did something in 2018. So yeah, maybe
What
he's
was that?
still acting.
What was it, 2018?
Yeah, maybe it's some indie film, but yeah, it looks like he's still acting and involved. But yeah, get him in. Let's do it. Pay him.
Well, what I'd really like to see these flashbacks focus on is moments of training.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we were already introduced to him being introduced, but when he, went from being a little kid to what he was, the angsty teenager, he already had a certain level of skill. So,
Now, it is where it ends up trick. I mean, I don't know what Hayden looks like now, so they're gonna. I mean, if that's gonna be some of the sequences, they're gonna have to youthen him up a little bit.
Maybe not. I mean, he's 39. I mean, I still look like I'm in my 20s. I mean, I don't know why. It's just I look like I'm in my 20s. People don't believe I'm 6 months away from being 40. They don't.
So modest, Dustin. So modest.
They don't. And
modest.
I don't know if it's my dashing good looks or my incredible charm or but yeah, some people just never really age. Look at Keanu Reeves. He never ages.
Or will Disney pull off sacrilege though?
As far as what?
Will they dare put Hayden in the Vader suit and shoot some sequences as Vader?
Why not? Why is that? Wait a minute. Why is that sacrilege?
Man, I did not like him in the suit in episode 3.
What do you mean you didn't what do you mean you didn't like him in the suit? It's a suit. You can't even tell it was him. I couldn't tell it was him. How do I know?
So, okay. Mm-hmm. Up until...
But he was shorter. He was shorter than what's his name, David Prowse, wasn't he?
Up until he took the suit on in episode 3. There had only been 2 men to wear that.
Okay, David Prowse and
Sebastian
Shaw
from Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
But he was in like the torso part of the suit. I mean, mostly.
Yeah.
They just need him in there for the face shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I always feel that suit is reserved for Prowse. I'm sorry, but I just feel that no one else should wear it other than him. It's a guy had to take it on in Rogue One.
You're getting way too sentimental. Way too sentimental.
I don't care that I'm getting verklempt about it. I don't care.
Yeah, way too sentimental for that. It's a suit. It's the idea of Vader.
No, it's not just a suit. It's not just a suit. It's not. It is an iconic representation of a legend. Is what it is.
Wow. Okay.
That's what it is.
Representation of a legend.
Of a legend. That's exactly what it is. It is not just a suit. A suit is something you go to Men's Warehouse and you pluck off the rack. All right?
Okay. All right. Touche.
That's a suit.
All right. Touche.
Although I just got myself in a whole lot of trouble because that's what I did for my wedding. I got a suit from Men's Warehouse.
That's okay. You got married. You want to wear a suit.
Yeah, but the way I worded that right now may not be aesthetically pleasing. So, anyway,
if that were to ever happen again to me, a wedding, right? I would wear a tuxedo shirt, right, with the bow tie and everything like that. The shirt with the printed tuxedo, right?
With the muscle Yoda on the front.
Yeah, no, but with the sleeves. With
Yoda on the front.
Yeah, with little Yoda in the pocket as as a pocket square, but the sleeves cut off, right? But not cleanly, like ripped off, like Hulk Hogan. And Under Armour shorts and probably tennis shoes. Yeah, there we go. And Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Oh,
yeah. That's what the lucky lady is going to get from me.
That's going to be the next wedding outfit. Okay. But I mean, when I say like focus on training, it'd be nice to see the training get focused on so that we can understand the bond that was built between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
We know the bond that was made. We know that, and
Mm-hmm.
we saw Clone Wars seasons 1 through 7 kind of touch on it more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean but still, it just doesn't seem that Clone Wars explored it as heavily as it possibly could have been explored. I guess is what I'm saying.
Nah.
Plus, with Clone Wars, it's animated.
It focused on the
element.
And it focused on the clones, you know?
Not necessarily.
And the wars associated with them.
Well, not necessarily.
So, isn't it funny that it's a war within a war? And that no stars are actually fighting each other, but clones are? So they should just call it Star Clone Wars.
Hey, Tuscan, stick to your co-hosting gig, because coming up with titles for Star Wars and Lucasfilm isn't your bag.
Star of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, no.
Clone Star Wars.
Yeah, no.
Clone Wars and Stars.
This is where George Lucas picks up that Hollywood square that he has and holds it up to you and says, "Hey, my friend here says we're going to call it Star Wars." So.
All right, we can call it Cloney Wars.
Is it time for the next topic?
Sure, because this other one was boring me. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Nice?
I'm
Isn't
sorry.
that nice? I have to apologize to my co-host that the All Fetts Are Off topics bore him on All Fetts Are Off. I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Look, I have a certain level of ADHD, especially when it comes to the whole Vader is a iconic suit element guy thingy, big. Now, you want to see me get really excited? We'll talk about Spaceballs. However, we're not going to jump the gun.
Saying that about the Vader suit is, I'm going to put this into perspective for you.
Please,
because I know this is where it'll get personal for you.
Okay.
And the only way for me to get this to make sense to you is to make it personal to you.
Okay.
Saying that about the Vader suit is like saying that Optimus Prime's trailer was just a trailer. And that's it.
But it wasn't just a trailer.
It was oh, no, it was just a trailer. That's all it was.
No. Look.
I don't care.
Don't bring Optimus Prime into this.
Buddy. I'm going there. You know what?
Do you understand? He is optimized to the Prime level.
I could pick 100 other trailers that could hold a gun that size.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. But don't bring that into this conversation, because I'm gonna get really sad.
So it's another regular run-of-the-mill trailer that goes on a hitch, just like the rest of them.
No, he is a hero, like the Easter Bunny who died in that helicopter crash. All right. You don't watch enough Family Guy.
Oh my gosh!
All right,
come on,
all right, fine, okay. Only two people wear the suit. I get it, and Hayden Christensen can't. Dude, Hayden, I'm sorry, man. He says you can't wear the suit. He is the quintessential. He's the
suit.
Hey, but how did he do it? He's shorter.
Yeah, if you want, if you got the Blu-ray, right?
I don't have do I have a Blu-ray player? Oh, the PS4 plays Blu-rays, right? No, but the short answer is no.
Well, there's a great documentary on it.
Oh, is it?
And what I like about the documentary too is they talked a lot about the helmet. Mm-hmm. And because technology advanced to the point where it did when they did Episode 3 in 2003. Was it 2003 or 2005? 2005. 2005.
Yeah.
So where filmmaking got to that point, they always discussed how in the previous Star Wars, in the original trilogy, how Vader's helmet was not perfectly symmetrical.
I didn't know that. I wasn't following that level of detail, but I guess I should.
They went and they digitally graphed the contours of the helmet and digitally printed it so that they could make it a symmetrical helmet.
Okay.
And that was part of there were other pieces of filmmaking technology that they used to give the appearance of Hayden Christensen being 7'2".
Is that how tall he was, Vader?
That's how tall David Prowse was.
7'2"?
7'2".
He's taller than David Robinson?
Yes, he's taller. He could crush David Robinson beneath his foot.
Dude, I've met David Robinson a couple of times. Greatest guy in the world, by the way. Got to tell you, he really is.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, I'm at 5'4", which is not tall in any respect. So, I'm looking at this guy like, oh my God, you're super duper tall, And you're telling me that Vader is taller than that guy?
Vader gets up there, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that Darth Vader, man, he does. Okay, I'm sounding like Garth Algar from Wayne's World.
You are.
Jesus.
Yeah, you sound a lot more like Garth.
Excuse me, I'd like to get by now. You know why? Because I saw it the other night. I had seen
right?
because I had seen the rendition of them doing Bohemian Rhapsody. I was like, hey, I kind of miss seeing this movie. It takes me back to a simpler time when I was 11 years old and then I have to pay taxes and stuff. So I started watching a little bit of it, and I don't think I was too young to appreciate how well Dana Carvey played that role, and how he was just so skittish and weird and funny. But it was fun to go back and experience a little nostalgia and watch that movie. What were we talking about?
I think our next topic is gonna be a win-dinger. It's a winner for the next topic. I can tell you that.
Okay. Which one is it? I can't.
So, it is being reported that Mandalorian season 2. Is now the show's a yawner, folks. We got a yawner today.
It's been a really long day, Brian. Give me a break. I work for the government.
You're the co. You're co-hosting. So if you yawn, you're gonna get the business. I'm sorry, you're gonna get the business.
That wasn't a yawn. That was a hunger smile.
A hunger smile?
That was a hunger smile. There we go. Chicken nuggies in my future. Yummy, yummy in my tummy.
So it's being reported that Mandalorian season 2 is being referred to as Star Wars on steroids.
Okay. So Star Wars.
I mean, to me that says it's going to be like to the level of the Vader sequence in Rogue One. If it hits that on a weekly basis for 40 minutes a week, sign me up. I mean,
yeah, man.
I was already impressed with season 1. So to tell me that you're going to take it to another level for season 2, which that's kind of what you hope for out of any series, really. I
like the darker tone of it.
Oh yeah,
I love the darker tone that the Mandalorian brings. It's turning it into kind of like a Westworld type thing, just not as edgy, I guess as edgy as you can get with Star Wars, because I take that this universe and the culture of the galaxy of Star Wars, right, just because we see it and we know it's meant for kids and we know that they market it to a younger audience and they try to appeal to younger audiences, that they don't really, that culture, right, that whole galactic culture doesn't see, I think, social status so much as we do, I guess. There's not a whole lot of sexuality in it. There is some because it has to be done. It's more of duty and action and things like that. So they value, I think they value different things. I mean, just because of the way that it's marketed, they value different things than we do. They don't really, you don't see a whole lot of people that are married or relationships. You don't see a whole lot of that in Star Wars. You see some, but you don't see a whole lot. No, you don't. You don't.
No. Hold on a minute.
You don't see love triangles and things like that. You just
What?
really don't. What do you mean, what?
Wait, what?
What? Okay, where?
Do I have to cite them one by one or what?
Well, I mean, at least Juan.
One?
Juan. Yeah, give me one. What do
Okay,
you mean? Love
Juan.
triangle. No, I'm not talking about Luke Skywalker and his sister because that doesn't count, bro. That's his sister. and he made
Well,
out with his
wait.
sister.
What do you mean by triangle? What do you mean by triangle?
Love triangles, drama, who slept with who kind of crap. Stuff that you'd find on the E! channel. That garbage.
Well, but you said relationships. I mean, there's relationships in Star Wars.
No, I'm talking about romantic relationships. There are relationships.
There's romantic relationships in Star Wars.
Not a whole lot, bro. I mean, not like as much as
there's
you've
more
seen.
than. I can give you more than 2.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's still not a whole lot. Okay, all right, fine. Who? Other than Han and Leia, which you don't see a whole lot. Now, here's the thing. The thing with Han Solo and Leia, right? That whole thing that happened to them was implied. It was their whole romantic relationship was implied. It was implied because of the sexual tension. It was
not implied.
It was implied.
They shared a kiss in Empire Strikes Back. 2 kisses.
Yeah, and it was like, I love you. I know.
Well, then of course it was full blown in Return of the Jedi.
Kind of, because he even had doubts.
Really?
Han was like, if you want to be with Luke, I understand. What? No, Luke is my brother. And then Han didn't even say, ew, you made out with your brother. It didn't even happen.
I doubt that was first thing on his mind.
It would have been the first thing on my mind. Oh, he's your brother? Oh, he's your brother. Ugh, he's your brother. That's my reaction. That's how it would have happened. It would have been 3-tiered. Yeah. Oh
God! What the Misa saying?
Look, you got Han and Leia.
Mm-hmm.
You got Anakin and Padme.
Okay.
You got the Mandalorian and
Baby
the
Yoda?
one that the girl that took off his helmet. He had to leave her on the planet. He didn't want to leave her.
Yeah, but is that romantic?
They were falling for each other. That was obvious.
It's not obvious. It's not obvious. Nothing is so obvious.
No, obvious. So that one's in there. You have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Duchess Satine.
Obi-Wan
Kenobi? Obi-Wan Kenobi and Duchess Satine. You got them two. You got Ahsoka and that Prince of Mandalore that she fell for.
Wait a minute. Ahsoka fell for somebody?
Yes.
Really? I always pictured her as asexual.
How's that?
Remember, I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
They refer to her as she. Where do you come up with asexual when they say she?
No, okay, like not asexual. Like she wasn't like interested in it, right? Is that the right term? Am I thinking about that? I don't know. I'm not. I think I got a B in sociology.
Yeah, I think so. A B? No, I think we're looking at a C- for sure.
Never got a C in college, buddy. I was seeing a lot of different things, but I never got a C.
Okay, well, suffice to say, there's romantic relationships in Star Wars. This is ludicrous to say that they didn't exist.
Speaking of ludicrous.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. You're way jumping the gun, man.
All right.
We got 5 minutes left on this sucker.
What are we still talking about? I forgot.
Mandalorian 2 on steroids, man.
Oh, I got
This is coming up in October.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm really glad that we're getting something in October, some new content. Because now they're saying that movie theaters aren't expected to open until at least 2022. That sucks, Or
Well, I mean, Santikos is open right now down here.
Dude, are you serious? Santikos theaters are open?
I don't think it's a good idea either, but they're open.
Wow.
They're playing older stuff.
Well, yeah, because nobody's releasing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they're open? My God.
Why wouldn't the movie studios release new content to drive-in theaters? Why wouldn't they put it in the drive-in?
Well, because there's not a whole lot. You're taking a big risk because.
Oh, I see. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to lose money hand over fist just by putting it in a limited group of theaters.
Yeah.
But they're going to lose money anyway by going streaming, aren't they?
Well, yes and no. Now, when movie theaters do this, right? It's a different budgeting, different type of budgeting that they do. So, they have a budget set for their like let's say Netflix. Well, no, let's not say Netflix. Let's say CBS All Access, right? So let's say CBS All Access, right? They, CBS Viacom decides on a budget for what they're going to put, into their streaming content, and then they have a budget of what they're going to put into their network content. Okay, now there's different things you need to look at. How do we gain revenue from CBS All Access? Subscriptions. That's our revenue right there. And then how do we gain revenue from our normal CBS stations? Well, ads. It's all ad revenue, right? So there's no subscriptions. It's different. So if you were to put, a show on CBS, I don't know what's on CBS nowadays.
You got the Twilight Zone. You got Star Trek Discovery. You got
no, not All Access. I'm talking about just on CBS. I don't know what sitcoms they have on CBS.
Oh, I don't know what's on CBS right now.
I don't know. Well, they used to have Everybody.
I was gonna say Letterman, but he's been gone for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch network television because I hate commercials. So all I do is watch Netflix and everything else where there's no commercials. But but let's say there's something about Raymond, right? Where they do they do a weekly show, and then everything is ad based, and they gain revenue from all that, right? On something about Raymond, or Everybody Loves Raymond. Sorry. Now, if you go over to CBS All Access, you move a show there. There's a different expectation because people are paying for this service. So Netflix got everyone a little spoiled by putting entire series out all at once. So you're expecting an entire season of shows all at once. Now, do we know if Disney Plus is going to do this again with Mandalorian season 2? Or
absolutely, they're not going to. It's not going to be bingeable. That I think Disney Plus has shown that everything they're going to do is week to week. But I guess what my question is, because you got films coming up like Black Widow and Mulan, so. Say they have no outlet to put Mulan and Black Widow on, and say that those get shuffled to Disney Plus, don't they still lose multi-million on that? I mean, how are they going to recoup anything by putting it on their own format?
Well, they will, because they were expecting to be making box office tickets money off of that, and now going to the movies is not cheap. It just is not cheap anymore.
No, it isn't cheap. But what I'm saying is that Disney's not going to recoup the revenue they would have made in the theaters by putting it on their own streaming format.
No.
They're probably going to lose buckets on that.
Well, it all really depends. Now
depends on what? I mean, it's their own service.
It is their own.
What are they going to do? Pay themselves a fee? I mean,
well, no.
It's their money.
You may get new subscribers because
but
you have people that are saying, "Hey, wow! Now I can see a Marvel Cinematic movie on Disney Plus, and I don't have to risk going out and getting COVID."
Yeah, but not everyone's going to go for the 3-year, the 2-year option, or the 1-year option. You're going to have those.
It doesn't matter. All you need is one subscription paid. That's all you need is one additional subscription.
Yeah, but that only nets you $13.
But you have no idea how many people are going to do it just because of the movie. You have no idea. You don't. You really don't know.
Let's say 1 million people. Let's just crunch it real quick. Let's just
1 million.
Let's just say 1 million.
Oh no, 300,000 at best.
No, let's say 1 million.
No,
just
let's
so that
not
we
say
can...
Well, okay, you do that. You do 1 million. I'll do 300,000. So,
okay.
How much is the Disney Plus subscription?
$13 standard 1 month. 1 month.
You're looking at $3.9 million, which is not a lot of money.
No, not at all. Now what I got is 13 million for the 1 million subscribers,
which is decent. It's not great.
No,
but it's okay.
13 million when they're used to doing 890 million on an opening weekend. Get out of here. That's a net loss of.
What was the budget for Black Widow?
I don't know, but I mean, like if you expected 890 million on an opening weekend and you came back with 13 million, you just lost $76 million. I'm not sure that sits well with Eisner.
Potentially.
I mean, this is just us guessing. I'm sure it's going to be exponentially more.
I mean, it's easy. Just hold on to the movie until this whole thing blows over. I mean, COVID will. I mean, it's a pandemic that we're going through right now, but we got a lot of smart people. It's not going to last forever, you know.
So you say shelve the movie until 2022?
Yeah,
I don't think that's a viable
no. I say
solution.
hold on to it. I say hold on to it. I
No,
mean,
I don't
that's what I would
see.
say. You're gonna make them. The money's already spent, right? You don't have to advertise anymore, right? Just just
You
keep
know
the
what I
same
say?
trailer.
Yeah, put it on the streaming service, get it on there. But you know what? When the theaters reopen in 2022, just do your Disney thing where you say we're taking it out of the vault or whatever you want to say, and we're going to put it into the theaters for the first time.
Nobody's gonna go see that crap. No,
They will go by the droves. Are you
Not
kidding
for
me?
Black Widow. No,
Are you
man.
kidding me? I'll
No.
go.
If I already saw it on Disney Plus, I'm not gonna go to the theaters to see it again. I go
I'm
look
totally
for a movie. For a
I'm
movie,
sorry. No,
for
I
a movie-
disagree with you.
Brian.
A big screen experience is not a living room experience. No.
I
When the
don't
theaters reopen,
care. I don't
will
care
go
about
if
that.
it's been on.
I don't
I'll
care
pay
about
the
that.
ticket money.
I got a 65-inch television in my living room, man. It's
So do
totally
I,
good.
and it's
I can
still
turn
not
off the
the
lights.
same.
And I can.
It's still not the same experience.
Okay. I want to go where there's a bunch of little kids whining, crying, where it smells like urine the whole time, and I have to drive, and I have to go, and I have to wait, and I have to talk to a bunch
What
of.
ghetto theater are you going to, man? I go to Draft
This is
House.
Miami,
21 and up.
dude. This is Miami.
I
right?
go to Draft House. Only 21 and up can get in, man. I don't have any kids.
I do
to
miss
deal
Alamo Draft House. I do miss.
with.
that place.
I don't have any kids to deal with where I go.
I do miss Alamo Draft. I saw Batman. No, not the. Sorry, the Dark Knight. I saw Dark Knight there at the midnight showing in Alamo Draft House. Great. Now I go to see movies for their midnight showings.
Hey, Tuscan, you're coming in kind of choppy there.
Yeah, you're coming in a little choppy too. I think.
What do we got going on here?
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of Skype issue right now.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, but I hear you just fine now.
Here we go.
Yeah, I hear you.
The tech issues continue.
Yeah, it's never gonna go away. But
Just like COVID.
It's just like, well, no, it will
Just
go
like
away.
COVID.
It'll eventually go away. It's not gonna go away magically. It's not gonna just disappear. It's always gonna be there. But I think we'll find a way to have it under some level of control. I have efficacy in our brilliant doctors out there. So
In Fauci we trust.
in Fauci we trust.
So let's move on. I'm ready to move on.
Okay, let's do it.
This is we're gonna move on to what you hate. So
I'm not gonna probably say much, but I'm sure you're.
well,
happy
good,
about that.
fine.
Okay.
So talk is going around that Brie Larson is gonna end up on one of Rian Johnson's projects, which is a Knights of the Old Republic project. Or I'm assuming.
Woo-hoo, so excited.
I'm assuming they're actually going to call it. What are they calling their new? What is it they're calling their new series of books and comics? What is that we've discussed?
The Spicy Republic.
No.
I don't remember. I don't remember. High Republic. There you go.
High Republic. Thank you.
Yeah. So you're
it's
saying
going to
that
shift from Knights of the Old Republic to High Republic? You wonder.
So, but you're saying that Brie Larson, right? Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson. Captain Marvel
is going
Captain
to
Marvel,
be working with Rian Johnson, my arch nemesis.
We got a link on it. Bring up the link.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, you do. Where am I at? There we go. Oh, look at these beautiful shirts. Brie Larson rumored Star Wars Knights of the Republic film from Rian Johnson. Oh, and Taika Waititi. And
does that make you feel better?
Yes.
Does that make you feel better?
Yes. Oh, yes, it really does. But what is Rian Johnson? What is the likes of this guy, right? I know I'm trying to be nice. What is he doing with the brilliance of Taika Waititi? Huh? Why?
Well, this should make you feel good. I mean, who's to say that who's to say they didn't bring Taika Waititi in to keep an eye on Rian Johnson, huh?
Or why did you just fire Rian Johnson and never give him any work ever again? That's what I would do. I don't know. I'm really angry at this man.
I do not get your hostility to Rian Johnson. I just
You
don't.
You
get
really?
it.
You don't?
No,
just take
I
a
don't.
Guess. Take a wild guess. Just take it.
No.
Take it.
Can you explain it?
Take it. No, but take a guess. I'll let you get. I'll give you one guess, and then I can expand on it.
No, I don't get your hostility towards him. I mean, I'm going to put it to you this way: a long
time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This
is a Star Wars show.
In a film school far, far away.
He went to film school. Are you sure about that? Where at San Antonio College?
Back when George Lucas was finishing film school at USC. You know, he did his little kind of popsicle stick flicks like Fry Height, and then he did THX 1138, and then he said, you know what, I want to do this thing. You know, he did American Graffiti, going on a bigger screen, and then after American Graffiti, he's like, you know what, I want to do this sci-fi opera. I want to do a sci-fi opera. And then he goes to 20th Century Fox and says, hey, I want to do a sci-fi opera. And 20th Century Fox tells him, are you kidding? Are you nuts? Are you a moron? Where are you coming from with a sci-fi opera? What kind of director are you? Who do you think you are? This is insane, a sci-fi opera. And George Lucas is like, no, you know, I think people would enjoy an operatic sci-fi story.
And he funded it himself.
Yes. And 20th Century Fox said, "No, you're nuts. You're crazy. That's literally the dumbest thing we've ever heard of doing." And then he said, "Okay, you know what? You don't want to take it on. I mean, I'm gonna get this done. You can have all the rights to the first movie. You can have everything to it. But if it's a hit, I get everything else. I get the merchandising and." You know, he basically bucked the system and said, I'm doing this anyway, and I'm doing it my way. I'm filming it my way, and if you don't like it, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, man, but what does this have to do with, what does it have to do with this guy?
No. So everybody loves George Lucas for that, right? I mean,
that's not why we love George Lucas.
It's
part of it, but I mean...
It's definitely at least over 65% of the pie for me. I love how he took on the status quo, refused to conform, just stuck it to conformity and said, I'm going to do this my way. That's what Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi.
It sucked! It sucked, Brian!
You know what?
It was garbage!
That's unfair that's what you think.
No, it's not unfair. Because you know what? Life isn't fair, and neither is Star Wars. Because he screwed up this movie.
Doesn't care. He doesn't care that you have that outlook.
I know he doesn't care. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't want to insult the esteemed director of Evil Demon Golf Ball from Hell. Yeah, he directed that crap. Guess what else he directed? The Psychology of Dream Analysis, Brick, The Brothers Bloom, and Looper. He hadn't directed a film since 2012 until The Last Jedi came out. Why? Why?
Do you know how many people were saying that about The Empire Strikes Back?
Irvin Kershner? But this guy was Hollywood, but not Hollywood. Okay, let's do a great comparison here. All right?
No, people ripped to shreds The Empire Strikes Back after its first week.
Whatever.
They said, they called it boring. They called it, they said it was far too dark. They didn't understand why Han had to be put in carbonite. They didn't understand why Darth Vader had to be Luke's father. They said that it was everything that Star Wars wasn't, and they were all upset. Now, what do we think about it now? Decades later.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's still considered the measuring bar for all the Star Wars films.
No, I think it's the measuring bar for all sci-fi films. I think it's a great
there
movie.
You go.
But remember, Irvin Kershner, after Empire Strikes Back, he directed a James Bond film and RoboCop 2. RoboCop 2, Brian. RoboCop 2. Do you think Rian Johnson would direct a RoboCop 2? No. He's sticking with Star Wars because Kathleen Kennedy is giving whatever he wants to him.
Lord knows RoboCop 2 was so entertaining.
It was. Don't diss RoboCop. Any of them. Anyways, I don't like what he did with Last Jedi. It had the potential to be the greatest movie ever, and what did he do? He screwed it up. He screwed it up. I mean, it was incredibly bad, right? Paint drying was more entertaining than that movie, Brian. I could sit here and watch paint dry, and I would have paid the same amount of money to watch it. I'm done. I've completed my rant. I'm done. My anger is gone.
If you want to discuss movies that'll make paint dry, I mean, Phantom Menace should be the first movie you're bringing up. So
well, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about Phantom Menace. It had its redeeming qualities. It did.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
The fight scene with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, that was really good. That was good. That was a good fight scene. But
and all things said, I loved Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Loved her. So I think she'd make a great heroine or a villain. Either way you want to go. Whatever they have plans, whatever plans they have for her,
mm-hmm.
I'm more than happy to have her into the Star Wars circle.
Well,
more than
cool. Welcome, Brie Larson. Welcome to the Star Wars world. Rian Johnson.
Are you hating on Brie Larson now?
I'm
along
not.
With Rian Johnson?
I'm not really hating. I'm not. No, she was.
It sounds like you are.
No, she did a really good job at Captain Marvel.
Loved her in Captain.
I think she could have done a little bit more. Actually, I mean, I think she's that well-rounded of an actress that she could do more. I think she could have given the Captain Marvel character a little more attitude, but. No, I mean, I did like the movie. I know a lot of people weren't really into it. I did like it though. Now, Taika Waititi being involved, you know, I worship this man's work, right? Like it is a religion, and I just hope Rian Johnson doesn't get too much control. I hope this is more of a Taika Waititi film than it is.
Well, he will be the director. I mean, I don't know what.
That's good.
I don't know.
Just don't let Rian Johnson be the showrunner. You know,
How are you not the showrunner if you're the director? I don't understand.
No, showrunners are the ones who are it. You know, Feige is a showrunner. You know, but I would keep Rian Johnson at an arm's distance. That's what I would do. Anyways, I'm getting too angry for an all Fetts are off show because I don't know. I was really upset with you. Don't get it though, Brian. I guess maybe you don't really.
Oh no, I you're right. I don't get the anger and
you don't,
all this nonsense.
Well, it's because
towards
you really
someone who decided that they were going to do something different.
But the difference sucked. I mean, you can do different and great. You really can, but the difference sucked. So
I don't think it was bad.
No,
so,
I think it was horrible, you know. But
no.
I mean, I think Dudley Do-Right was a better movie. But you have to really understand my perspective, right? So Force Awakens comes out, right? I'm like, I don't know who these characters are. I don't really know what's going on. It's kind of cool. It's kind of scary. What's gonna happen? Who's this Kylo Ren guy? I don't know. Let's wait and see. Let's find out. All right, cool. So now Force Awakens happens. It gets everybody really excited because you get introduced to these new characters and then and some old ones. And now you're just like, cool, what's gonna happen to these guys? And then and then The Last Jedi comes out and you're just like, oh God, all of you suck so bad. Oh my God! Why? Why did you do this? Rian Johnson, okay, you know what? I'm gonna steal a quote from director Krennic, right? We were this close to greatness. This close to greatness, right? And then what did he do? Just let it go from his hands. Just go on. Oh, God. So I'm angry because he could have done exactly what Irvin Kershner did. He could have. But he wanted to make it so different, so he refused to. So
you know what cracks me up is how bad the Rise of Skywalker was, and how you think that was like the cat's meow. So I mean,
I don't think it was
this
the cat's
doesn't
meow. I just said
this
it was
doesn't
fun to
say a
watch.
lot. This really doesn't say a lot.
It doesn't?
No,
No, excuse me. Well, carry on.
I mean, you had the Rise of Skywalker as, oh, it was amazing, it was great, it was awesome, it was terrific, it was outstanding, and then, I mean, really, the Rise of Skywalker was just a heaping pile of steamy bantha voodoo. That's what it was.
Well, okay, look. It's. I know you hated it. I know you were really angry, and I was really surprised when you told me this. But it was just fun. It was fun to watch because there was a lot of action. There was a lot of cool stuff going on. And I mean, that's just it. It was just fun. I felt
There was a lot of cool stuff going on. Rushed and rapidly put together.
It was, but I felt that what's his name? Ah, God, why am I having a brain fart
Really?
right now? What's
his name?
The director.
What's his name? J.J. Abrams?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams. I should know. He has the same initials as me. But you know, I think that he was trying to redeem the series with his, you know.
He wasn't trying to redeem a thing. He was just eviscerating the other movie.
Right, which needs to be completely.
That's not redeeming anything. He's just eviscerating. There's a difference.
I mean, he was trying to bring back a fan base that felt cheated from The Last Jedi, and that fan base is moi.
You,
truly.
Just you. It's just you.
If you're talking about really cool and hip guys, yeah, people like me.
Such modesty, I swear.
Yeah, I have a real problem with my ego and narcissism. But, well, we can stop talking about that now because
yeah,
it's a circular argument and it's not going anywhere. But
what you've been waiting a lifetime for is next.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to talk about your collector's corner first?
No. Let's get right in. I mean, you've only been waiting
entire life.
Yeah, apparently.
All right, guys. All right. So for all three of our viewers out there, and for future viewers on YouTube, we are finally going to talk about the topic that I have been waiting for, and I feel that I am a bit of an expert on. Spaceballs! Watch out! Watch out! We're talking Spaceballs. So, we were thinking of topics, right? And me just always playing devil advocate and wanting to annoy you as only I can, I said, let's do a Spaceballs segment. Why not talk about Spaceballs? And you said, well, okay, so that's 3 topics now. And then I guess you figured out what else we were going to talk about. So, the reason I want to talk about Spaceballs is not only this because I love the movie, right? But that movie set the bar for any kind of parody, spin-off, anything of a franchise, right? When Mel Brooks wanted to do this movie, he had to approach George Lucas because he was ripping off Star Wars. He wasn't ripping it off. He was making a parody of it. And then he says, yes, you can do it, just no merchandising. And I guess he says, that's fine. It's a parody movie. Who's going to want, merchandising, So they made the movie, right? And I was young when it came out. I mean, I was super, super young, and I didn't quite appreciate all the, I guess, adult humor that was involved in it. But this is a movie that just stands the test of time. The jokes are great, are relevant, and it makes fun of Star Wars, and we never forget, everything that happened in Star Wars because it's so ingrained in our culture now. But you have to think of who was in that movie, and then look at the cast, right? So you had Rick Moranis,
Daphne Zuniga.
What was his name? The one that played. Hold on, let me look at the cast.
And of course, you had Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet.
Of course, Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet, and so you had Bill Pullman, right?
Bill Pullman as
Lone Star, and the late John Candy as Barf, right? He was a Mog, half man, half dog. He was his own best friend. and Joan Rivers played Dot Matrix.
Dot
Right?
Matrix.
Yeah. And let's see who else was in that one.
And then Mel Brooks
George.
himself.
It was George Weiner played Colonel Sanders. Yeah. Yeah. My God. Colonel.
And then Mel Brooks himself is in most of his movies. He played 2 roles.
Yeah, exactly. So he was Yogurt.
He played Yogurt, and he played President Scrooge.
President Scrooge. Hello, President Scrooge. Hi, Marlene. I'm Charlene. Hello, Charlene. I'm Marlene. Chew your gum.
Chew your gum.
The Doublemint commercial. Yeah, of course. And then, of course, it's funny when they're all in bed together and Commanderette. What's her name? Commanderette.
Commanderette.
Yeah, Commanderette, whatever her name is, calls. And then, like, he's holding up a book upside down.
This is an unlisted wall.
How'd you call this wall? This is an unlisted wall.
Unlisted wall.
And then, like, of course, I didn't understand this joke. You know, when he beamed him over, he was like, "Should I just beam you, sir?" I don't know about that beaming stuff. He was like, "Oh, Snotty beamed me twice last night. It was wonderful." Of course, I didn't appreciate that until my mind went into the total gutter when I was in high school, and hasn't quite come out since. Those who know me best will definitely attest to that. So,
but what makes Spaceballs truly great was that, again, Mel Brooks' talent for not just being able to parody one single film, but he parodied several using Star Wars as the catalyst.
Right.
So, I mean,
Planet of the Apes.
He took a shot at Planet of the Apes. He took a shot at Aliens. So, and
that was the guy. That was the same guy in Aliens.
Yeah, he had the same guy. He went that far, that was impressive.
Yeah, that was and that was towards the end. But yeah, man, I mean, I think I was more of a fan of Spaceballs at the time than I was of actual Star Wars.
It's easily one of the most quoted films in history.
Because there's so amazing. There's so many amazing quotes.
There's just, you can pick and choose just about from any point you want to quote that movie at.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, one of the best. Well, I mean, I can't go very far because I guess we're kid friendly in this show.
Yes, we are. Try to be.
Yeah, well, I'll do a rated R version later on. You know,
God help us.
But I didn't even know this until later on. But this, I mean, that's Rick Moranis' voice. When he puts the helmet down, he just changes his voice.
No, he just changes it.
He just changes his voice.
He just makes it a lot deeper. That's what's hysterical. There's no mic.
Fire a warning shot across her nose. Careful, you idiot! I said across her nose, not up it. You know how he has that really nasally voice when he's just yelling?
Yeah.
And you can't tell it's the same guy. It's just so great. And you know what makes this movie kind of stand the test of time is that they made a few jokes of pop culture back then that, of course, would not be relevant today or even known. But a lot of their jokes are just these generic jokes that, you know, you don't have to understand pop culture from the 1980s like we do. So, you know, if you watch Star Wars, let's say you have a person and they've never seen Star Wars before and they see it for the first time, and then maybe later on when they kind of understand all the references that they see on TV, because there's, you know, you can't just turn on the television without seeing a Star Wars reference, and then you watch Spaceballs, the parody, and you're like, oh my God, I get this, you know? But you can't do that. You can't watch Spaceballs until you have at least seen, at least up to Empire Strikes Back, I think. You can't.
Yep, I think Empire Strikes Back is pretty safe.
Yeah, I think once you go from episode 4 to episode 5, I think you're safe to see Spaceballs. You don't even need to see Return of the Jedi. No, because they didn't have. Well, maybe because. Well, no, not really. I mean, because they have Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, but then in Spaceballs, those little guys, from the Schwartz Temple, they were making.
I don't see those representing Ewoks. They represent the Jawas.
Yeah, they're representing the Jawas. The Woo-Tee-Tee! Those guys.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and they're starting to dance. Ding ding, ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ah, God, how do I remember this? I haven't seen this movie in months. Yeah,
And then there's a little bit of foreshadowing, you think, in that scene with those little dinky guys. Because what Lone Star says is, when did we get to Disneyland?
Oh, yeah, there is, isn't there? When did we get to Disneyland? When he was all passed out from dehydration. Mm-hmm. I remember that. And now look who owns them. Disney.
Exactly.
Yep.
Spaceballs might have been ahead of its time, but I want you to do a little Googling here. Because I've got really good news for you if you're such a fan of this film.
Okay.
It's getting a sequel.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is.
How are you going to do Spaceballs 2, the sequel? The Search for More Money.
I was just about to say, the good news is it already has a title.
Yeah, so. The Search for More Money. Will there be a Spaceballs 2? I don't know.
Of course, with COVID going on right now, that's sort of wrecked the entire timeline on this. But it's a thing. It's an actual thing.
My God, really?
They're gonna do a Spaceballs 2.
I don't know how you do that.
It's so much a thing that they've got Zuniga and Bill Pullman already signed on.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that because, I mean, John Candy is unfortunately dead.
They've already had a solution for the John Candy problem.
Mel Brooks is getting up there in age, you know?
They have a solution for the John Candy issue.
What's
part of the plot was that it's going to turn out that Barf had a son.
Oh, okay.
So they're looking for comedians to play Barf's son. They haven't named, of course, the character yet.
This is interesting.
Now, what I'm curious about is if they're still going to be able to get Dom DeLuise for Pizza the Hut.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome. Or else pizza is going to send out for you.
For you.
But, I mean, go back and watch that, right? I mean, watch the makeup on this. I mean, it's incredible, man. It's like, I don't know how they even do that. I mean, do they just get all the pizza toppings and then dump it on a fat suit, or what? I mean, what do they do? I mean,
that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. I don't know what they did to achieve that shot.
And then Vinny is like, he picks up a pepperoni off of his face and he's like, "You're delicious."
But part of my understanding was they were for sure waiting for 2019 to go by, because they were waiting for the sequel trilogy to complete, because that's
what they're going to make fun of. Spoofing. Yeah, but it's not. I don't know how you do that. It's not. I don't think the sequel trilogy is popular enough for you to make fun of. I think you can make fun of the sequel. Well, I think because we're at a point that you can make fun of the prequels, and it's starting to become a big part of pop culture, because, I mean, there's even there's a subreddit called prequel memes. So we all know when somebody says, "Well, hello there," what do you say? What do you say? Hello there.
Kenobi.
Exactly. General Kenobi. That's what you say. You know that now. People know that. I just don't think the sequel trilogy is quite there yet. There's no real catchy sayings or quotes, or other than John Boyega yelling Rey all the time. I just don't know. I don't think we're there yet. But you have to understand that what made that prequel trilogy was Ewan McGregor. He made it. He made that prequel trilogy, and he is still to this day, the most popular character. And it wasn't Anakin Skywalker. It wasn't Hayden Christensen. But I see the sequel trilogy, the one that makes that movie is Kylo Ren. He's the one making it because he was probably the best actor there. And maybe I'm a little biased because he was a Marine. Maybe I am. So it's just, we'll have to see. We're too soon after the end of the trilogy being done. Way too soon. So we'll see.
Well, I don't necessarily know that really Spaceballs was fully spoofing on catchphrases, other than things like the Force, or it would spoof on objects like lightsabers and such.
Mm-hmm. The shorts.
So, I don't really think that you need to worry about trying to focus on what catchphrases the sequel trilogy had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Force is prevalent through all of the sequel trilogy, so you still have that there.
Mm-hmm.
So those phrases aren't really going to change much from the prequel or the OT stuff that deals with the Force. That's all pretty much unilateral. So there's still a ton of stuff that they could pull from to still make it identifiable to the sequel trilogy, stuff they're making fun of.
Well, I guess we will just have to see, won't we? I mean, I guess. I mean, that's. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Anything by Mel Brooks, I'm gonna see.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to see it if we can ever get it done.
I mean, yeah. I love that man's entire catalog. I mean, everything he does is gold to me. So.
I mean, it was definitely a thing before, but now, and then of course, I mean, it's how much energy Brooks has left between now and when we'll get COVID under control that he can actually get back to production.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you find it on Google? Did you find anything substantiating?
Nothing. I didn't find anything real. I mean, it was rumors, but yeah, nothing like what you were saying. Nothing at all. But I'll look more into it. Maybe we'll talk. I can bring it up next time. I know we won't do a whole segment on it because you get all whiny about it. But we talked about it, and now we've made me happy. See, I was sour at first because of The Last Jedi, and now I'm sweet because we talked about Spaceballs, and I'm super happy. So, we got about maybe about 10 minutes or so. Do we want to talk the collector's corner? I got to bring something up.
Yeah, let's go ahead because man, this rubbed me the wrong way too.
Did
Just
it really?
Yeah.
The
So
Clone Wars Black Series figures. All right, let's talk about this. What's going out? Oh, they sold out.
Yeah, so they decided to do a set on the series finale of Clone Wars, and they did
cool.
they did an Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
They did one of the Mandos that were following the Ren clan, and then they did one of the Mandos that was working with Darth Maul, the one that had all the horn stuff on his helmet. So, but the thing that caused problems with this set, the first thing that happened was they made it. That's the one that I really want, actually.
Is this one right here?
Yes, out of
stock.
out of all of them that were there, that's the one that I want.
Mm-hmm.
But you're noticing a common thread with them right now. It's out of stock.
Out of stock.
So this set, first, it's exclusive only to Walmart. It's the first problem. What? Then the second issue is once the pre-order came up, there was so apparently little of it to go around that the Black Series collectors literally wiped it out in hours. Walmart didn't do it like Hasbro Plus, where they set a limit of 2, or they didn't do any of that. So the Black Series scalpers totally just wiped it clean in just hours alone. So basically, if you weren't on the bus early on, you're either going to have to wait to see if Walmart gets these back in, or you're just stuck. Which I've already pre-ordered a bunch of other pieces that are coming up.
Why would they make this a Walmart exclusive? What's behind that crap?
Well, the retailers pay a decent amount of money to Hasbro to get the exclusivity.
Really? So, this is what Walmart's main concern is?
Well, I mean,
it's $24 a pop.
Well, that's how they justified the extra $5 on the retail was the exclusivity tag. But
God,
I mean, they're not the first one to jump on this. I mean, Black Series have gone exclusive to retailers on certain pieces for a while now. There's been Black Series that are exclusive to GameStop. There have been exclusive to Amazon. This is not new going exclusive. But
You know,
still,
if Hasbro would have sold it on their own website and sold it for maybe $29.99, dude, I know you would buy it. For $29,
maybe a couple of them. Maybe a couple of them.
I mean, I would. I would.
Not
I mean, I would spend if I really wanted these figures, I'd spend $30 on a figure. I'd spend $30 on a Ninja Turtle figure. I would. You know.
So now people are just, the collectors are just kind of hoping that this will end up back in stock soon. But I mean, I'm not holding my breath or anything. Just given the history.
Dude, this is a big problem, man. I mean, this is not the first time we've talked about this.
No, it's not, and I'm getting real tired of. I mean, the other problem is the scalpers have become very, very sly as to how they get this done. I mean, they already have multiple cards set up. They have multiple accounts set up to get past limits, and they're aggressive. Mm-hmm. The second they see this stuff pop up, they're ordering right away.
You know what? You know what I think that we should go back to, and this would make it fair, right? And I know life's not fair, but we can try to make it as fair as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you got to at least try something.
You got to try something. I think what they should do is you still have to go to, you have to pick it up at the store. You need to go to the store, right, to pick this up, because if you do it online. Right? I mean, that means it's open to everybody in the United States, right? You do this locally, right? And then either you sign up online to get a number to pick it up in store, and you're limited to X amount of quantities or something like that. And then you have the opportunity to go get it, at a local store. Now, if there's no Walmart local to you, I don't know where the hell you live, because there's a Walmart everywhere. But you do something like this, where you have to go and pick it up in store at a certain time or something like that. I mean, maybe that helps, but opening it up to the entire United States and just ordering it online, you run into this garbage, to this crap, and then you only give it to a certain select few. And exclusion is something I hate in every aspect of life. Is exclusion. I hate it. And
well, all these guys are going to do is they're just going to go and they're going to
sell it. They're going to flip it for
50. They're going to flip it for $50 instead of $25.
Yeah, for a huge markup, at 100% markup.
It's been a thorn in the collector's side for a long time. It's why before the advent of pickup and online really got hot, it's why we had to go and a whole day before stuff was launched on shelves, and we had to get out there a day before and be in line.
And there's still something fun about doing those kind of things. And we talked about
Agreed.
this. We talked about it last time. I mean, when you went to go see the Phantom Menace, there's something about standing in line and hanging out with people and making friends. It's a social thing. It doesn't become hey, I have to wait in line for this thing. It becomes a fun social thing that you meet cool people with. So I did that with the Nintendo Switch. I went to the midnight release of the Nintendo Switch at Best Buy. It was kind of cool. What they did was you stood in line. When you got there in line, they went down the line and they gave you a piece of paper with a barcode and a number on it, and then that was it. You were gonna have one as long as you got in line and you had that. So I waited for a little bit. I went across the street to BJ's Roadhouse and I had a beer, and then I came back and then I got my Nintendo Switch and I went home.
Yeah, the advent of lining up is quickly disappearing.
Yeah, it is.
It's just one of those things that's going away.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I pre-order, and I'm going to give a shout out if I could. It's going to be a shout out you're not going to like, but I'm going to do it anyhow, because they do a real good job for me, and they're always looking out for me. And honestly,
talking about GameStop?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would do as a collector if it wasn't for Mimi and her team over at the Quarry GameStop at the Quarry Market. Mimi really has a foolproof system put together, and her team follows up with it very well. And it's just, I pretty much get whatever I need when I need it. And when that's in place for me, I really don't have a lot of complaints. So I've had to move to that medium of pre-ordering these things to get ahead of the scalpers. It's the only way I'm going to get the pieces. Now, there was nothing she could do for me here because, again, the exclusivity to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no issues getting my Shadow Trooper. I had no issues getting my Force Unleashed Trooper. I had no issues getting my Commander Cody. I had no issues getting the carbonized Fett and carbonized Stormtrooper that are coming up. And there's a carbonized Vader on the way. These are all things that they were able to materialize for me and do it quickly. And
well, you better enjoy it while GameStop is still a business.
That one's not leaving, and I'm going to see to it because they take care of me.
They're going under after these new after the new
No.
consoles and
they will not leave.
They're going under. Sorry, man.
No, they will not. No.
Financial outlook is grim.
No, that one will stay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that one's going to stay because I need it to stay.
I need a lot of things, Brian, and it just ain't happening.
So bottom line,
the world only makes sense when you force it to.
Well, I'm going to force that one. So.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Oh no, you didn't hear it.
Yeah, you heard it here, and all bets are off. It's staying.
Bottom line. That GameStop is staying.
That's right.
Come hell or high water.
That's right.
Well, all right, man. So we had some really good discussions. It's always interesting when I get emotionally invested into one of our topics, and I kind of went from one end of the spectrum to the other. So yeah, it was fun. So we got to talk about Spaceballs. I know you're not going to let me do it again until something big comes out. But yeah, man, you got anything else for the all Fetts are off loyal fans out there?
As always, for those who listen to us, don't forget to check out Brianna Almaraz and her team over at Bad Customs. Mm-hmm. If you have anything, ideas, or if you have little creations that you want done, again, they're the stop to make. You can find them on Instagram. We have links here on our page that you can find Bad Customs at. It's a great outlet for anything creative you want to do that you want personalized to you.
Like putting Brian's head on Jar Jar's body. They can do that.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever.
It's going to happen, bro.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No. No.
Hey, Kaido1114. All right. He already ordered. All right. They already ordered. Sorry, didn't mean to assume gender, but yeah.
I doubt it was that. So
mm-hmm.
I doubt it was that.
That's great. That's awesome. All right. Well, that's great news. So we'd really like to see what you got. Yeah. I'm there on Instagram. I'm at Only the Toast. If you want to send me a request, if you send me what you ordered 4. Wow. All right. Well, I mean, that's great news. Let me know or shoot me an email. My email's down there on the Twitch and on the YouTube link. Let me know and I'll bring it up. Let everybody see what you got once you get it sent over to you. That's great. We would love to see what Brianna does for our viewers. So we'll definitely put that up there. Right, Brian?
Absolutely.
We'll do that for everybody.
Absolutely. We will do it.
Yeah.
We will definitely do it.
Love to showcase exactly what she did for you guys. And so we'll be back. We'll be back next week. We'll have a whole new set of topics. And that's pretty much it, man. So gave the show credit. Well, thank you very much.
Nice. Thank you.
That's very, very, very appreciated, Cattle1114. So Brian, our viewers jumped up to 6 just as we're about to get off the air.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were at 3 and it jumped up to 6, and we're about to get off. Hey, well, look, for those of you that are checking us out, we're here every Monday night talking Star Wars and other weird stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're talking other weird stuff. From starting at what time do we start? 9 Eastern and go until 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So check us out. Check out our yep, every Monday night. And
you guys can find us on YouTube when in 30 minutes after this is done. We're about to sign off here in minutes, but
but check us out
you can find us on YouTube
at Only the Toast.
Handle Only the Toast. And you can find us there, and you can actually check this episode out along with all our other ones. So
and go to the middle of the show where I get really, really angry at The Last Jedi. It's very interesting to watch.
To see. He's just all biased. He's just all biased. So you guys don't need to see that. No, just
you kind of got to see it. It's kind of funny.
Just skip to the part where I tear him down.
You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll unsubscribe. It's great stuff. But anyways, Brian, let's call it a night. Hey man, it's always great talking to you. I miss you. I miss the family. I hope you stay safe over in South Texas.
You as well.
Tell the family I said hello. My sister moved in back with my mom, so you can bug them both at the same time now.
Okay.
So, all right, everybody. Hey, have a great night. Thanks for checking us out.
We're going to out of here.
We're going to yub up out of here. Brian, hey, have yourself a good night, and we'll talk later, okay?